Hello. Hi, it's Dr. Marguerite here, and welcome to our first Facebook Live of 2019. This evening, we are going to be talking about how to make changes to your health more easily. And this is the perfect time to be talking about this because, we're a new year. It's right at the very beginning. And this is the time of year that for so many of us, we feel inspired to make plans for our health, for our future. We feel inspired to take on projects. It's that whole new beginning, new start thing. So first of all, if you're joining me live on the call, then please come in and say hello. I can see Marion is here. Hello, Sue's joined. Hi, Sue. Just pop into the chat box, come and say hello so that I know that you are here, because it is so much nicer to talk to real people rather than just, chatting to my computer, which is what it feels like otherwise. So if you are watching on the replay, then I would love for you to just, press hashtag replay and come and say hello. Don't forget, if you're watching this on the replay, you can still put comments in the chat box as we go along. I will still answer them. And if you have any burning questions as a result of this, then obviously you're always welcome just to drop me a line or, pop me through an email or drop me a private message on Facebook Messenger. You're always welcome to ask your questions that way if you are either too shy to type them into this call or, it's something that you feel isn't the right place to do it. So you can always ask me. Don't feel shy. So, hello everybody, come and say hi. So, how are you all, and how was Christmas? And have you all survived in one piece? And are we all kind of raring to go? Adele's saying she's here. Hello, hi. So who is raring to go for this year? Anyone else? Are we all up for it? Are you excited? Lovely. Emma Gavin's joined us. Hi, Emma. Karen, hi, good evening. So first of all, I thought we would do this, we would talk about how to make the changes to your health more easily, because the truth is that whatever health project that you are inspired to take on, or that you want to kind of deepen your work on, perhaps it's something you're already doing, but you just want to kind of, up level, or Sue's saying definitely raring to go. Wonderful. Adele saying me. Lovely. So, but whatever you decide to take on, there are ways of doing these things that actually, they will set you up for success more easily than if you kind of ignore them. It will mean that, the whole process of going through the project will be easier, lighter, you'll feel more confident, and also you'll be able to enjoy that journey as you get there, as you, work towards your goal, as much as achieving the goal. And I think, well, in my experience, creating the opportunity for yourself to really enjoy the process as much as the thing that you're aiming for is really, really important, for all sorts of reasons, because, it means that we can enjoy, the more you can enjoy something, the more likely you are to stick with it, the more resilience you'll have to ride out the bumps in the road. And reaching a goal with confidence and ease, rather than getting there and thinking, oh, God, that was hard, means that you're ready, lined up, ready to face the next piece, because there's always something beyond where we want to go. Sandra's joined, David's joined. Hello. No, you're fine. Nobody's late. So great. You're all here. So making a part. So how you do the project, irrespective of what the project is really, really important. And this is really what I thought I would focus on today, because as I already said, probably most of us are kind of planning something or other. If you take care of how you do the project and give it kind of an envelope and a structure, that means you're going to really enjoy the process. You will get to your goal more easily. You will get the results better and faster, usually, actually. And also you'll get to that point and like be feeling light, feeling confident that actually you can easily take on the next thing, whatever that is. Yeah. So, we don't know till we get there, but this is really, really important. So that's really why I thought we would do this topic today. So first of all, I would love to know, what kind of health projects are you guys planning? What have you got your eye on? what do you think? God, if I could wrap up this year with this thing in place, that would be great. Okay, so I'm going to go first. So I've had recurrence the last 3 months of a really horrible bowel thing that really annoys me. I've worked really, really hard at getting rid of it the last couple of years. And then come last, I think it was September time, I was like, oh, anyway, and it came back. So I've had to work quite hard at getting that. But what it's meant is that I've actually ended up putting on quite a lot of weight. So my personal project, I'm going to put my hand up. My personal project this year is actually, I would like to lose probably a couple of dress sizes. So for me, that's usually losing about 10 kilograms. So that is my personal goal. So I'm actually going to go for a weight loss thing this year. So having shared my personal goal, I'd love to hear from you guys. What is it that I've got your eye on? What would you love? Is it to do with fitness? Is it to do with recovering your health? Is it to do with a specific part of your health? Is it weight loss? Is it learning something new that you think, I've always wanted to learn, I don't know, how to play basketball? What is it that you've got your eye on in terms of your health and your well-being for yourself this year? So I would love it if people, so Karen saying, I'd like to send 4 stone. So Karen, you and me are both on the weight loss, darling. So yeah, absolutely. So who else is brave enough to say what kind of project have you got? So if you're a runner, or if you're not yet a runner, you might want to get running. You might want to do one of these couch potato 0 to 5k type programs, or taking part in your local park run. Or it might be that you're already a runner and you want to improve something about your running. So Sue is saying, I'd like to lose maybe half a stone and get more toned up. Beautiful, fantastic. So what about other people? I know it's always a bit shy at the beginning of a call like this, isn't it? But do you know what? This is why we're in a closed group. So just to reassure you that whatever you put in here, only the people in the group can see it. Okay. And so, there's not, so hopefully, and I'm hoping that over time, as we do more of these kinds of calls that are just relaxed, informal, we're here to support each other and help share some good ideas out, that we'll get a little bit less shy about kind of showing ourselves. But I do understand, I used to be exactly like that on any Facebook, anything. I used to sort of sit at the back and hide. So Adele saying, I want to start your Sasha Sugar course, but not sure I can do it. Okay. Karen saying 4 stone this year, 4 stone next year, 4 stone. Karen, there'll be nothing left of you. So Adele, what do you think what's going on with the you're not sure you can do it? What do you think is going to get in the way? So Lorna's joined. Hi Lorna. Emma's saying, I've got a ballot place in the London Marathon. Woo! It'll be my 2nd marathon, but I'm not as fit and could drop a couple of dress sizes. I'd like to feel more confident about running again. Oh my God, that is amazing. That is so exciting. I'm really pleased for you, because they're hard to get, those places, aren't they? I'm not much of a runner myself. I think, Emma, you and I did one of Dawn's courses once together, didn't we? Which was really fun. I'm more of a shuffler, I think I would say. I've always fancied being a trail runner or something. I could imagine myself leaping through the countryside and looking super fit and gorgeous, but it's never quite happened. But maybe that will be my goal once I've lost a couple of stone. I'm quite inspired with that. So Adele saying commitment. Okay, fine. Yeah, cool. So we'll talk about the commitment thing actually in a moment. I think that's a really interesting one. So whether we've got the commitment to do something, because of course the truth is that with any project, if you want something badly enough, like if you really want the thing, then the commitment kind of takes care of itself. Deciding to commit to something, I think, is always a bit of a sort of like it's sort of contradictory in terms, because you can't decide to commit to something. Commitment comes from wanting something, doesn't it? And from, it can either come from a place of discipline and going, right, I'm just going to do it because it needs to be done. And it's that kind of discipline, but that's not where the joy sits. That's not where you're going to get your pleasure from and the ease to get. So looking at where's your motivation coming from to do something is really, really important. And I'm actually going to be talking about that in quite a bit on the call today. So I'm really glad you brought that up. Thanks. So Emma's like, yeah, we did. It's like, yeah, it sees you. Hello, lovely. And I'm so glad that you got back to your running, because I can remember I think I was actually shuffling around the park run one time, and you kind of let past me, and you'd been to do the Brighton Marathon. I remember thinking, oh my goodness, that's so impressive. So Debbie's saying, I'd like to lose weight, about 2 to 3 stones, to improve my mobility and get a grip on my diabetes. I'm currently doing loss is very slow. Yeah, so the so just a quick one on that one. Trying to lose weight by calorie restriction, if you have diabetes, is really difficult. What you need to do is put the pieces in place that will actually allow you to lower your insulin levels and start reducing that insulin resistance. And again, that is actually something that we cover on the Sasha Sugar Live Your Life program, which Adele mentioned. So Rob saying, you'll be fine, Emma, just enjoy it. Brilliant. So Carmel has joined. Hi, Carmel. And Marion saying, I need to be more organized with my time and start focusing on myself. Discipline. Need more of that too. Okay. So the discipline thing, the commitment thing, I'll come on to that in just a moment. Because, I think there is a place for discipline, because, once we've committed to something, we've kind of put a structure in place to kind of see the program through, whatever it is. Being able to show up regularly and the discipline to kind of show up regularly and keep the consistency going is really important. But using willpower, using discipline to grind your way through something will never work in a month of Sundays. The secret is you have to find the joy. Okay. Once you find the joy, powering your way through, overcoming obstacles will be a breeze. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you about that side of things in just a moment. So this is great. So thank you all for sharing, and for, I get that it's a little bit kind of like, oh my God, I don't know who's on the call and what will people say, but actually no one else outside of this kind of group can see what you're writing. So don't feel that, that you're exposing yourself to the entire world. So that's really interesting, isn't it? So, and I think when I asked out on the Facebook page a while ago about, what are people's projects for 2019, the weight loss thing came up, fitness came up. For some people, it was improving their gut health, and some people quite specifically wanted to ditch the IBS that they've been struggling with. Some people wanted to get more energy. So, but these are all kind of, a lot of these things are variations of the same thing, so that is that. So when you look at things, so sometimes looking at what we've started in the past and where have we where have we given up, what's created that. But I think it's really important that we enjoy the journey. And find ways of setting the project up so that we can enjoy the journey, so that, when we can reach the goals, but with ease and confidence, and not gritting our teeth and grinding our way through it. Because if you approach life from that point of view, it's just a hard slog. Now, nothing wrong with a hard slog, okay, but it sucks the joy out of you. You get setbacks and you just feel like you just want to give up, and it's just hard work. If you can find the way of doing the project from a place of joy and lightness and ease, it all works so much better, because that's when you start to feel awesome. You start to feel excited actually as you're going along, before you've even reached your goal. And this is the kind of the key to it all. Okay. So that's what I really wanted to say. So having confidence, having structure, having a plan in place, so a way of approaching the thing. So for example, for Emma, if you're going to do the start getting yourself marathon ready, it's about having a plan that is going to work. Yeah, so something that has a proven track record, that that's going to work. So for you, Emma, that might mean consulting someone who can give you that guidance, or you may already know this information from your past experience of marathon running, so that you feel confident about the container, about the program that you're committing to, because it's going to work. Yeah. So all of that together, that's what's going to give us the amazing result. So let's get on with how are we actually going to do this then. So first of all, one of the most important things is you have to be prepared to start where you are and own that place. Own where you are and own it in such a way that you go, okay, this is just where I am right now, rather than going, I'm so bad because, I've allowed myself to get so out of shape and I now need to lose 2 stone. isn't that awful? That's not owning where you are. Okay, owning where you are is just going, okay, I'm going to draw the line in the sand. This is where I am right now. Yeah, okay, I've been in this place in the past. I've been fitter, I've been slimmer, I've been faster, I've been, a million things. But the truth is, you are where you are right now. Okay, and the more time we spend thinking, yeah, but I wish it wasn't like that, and beating ourselves up because, once upon a time I was fitter, I was faster, I was slimmer, la la la, actually just pulls you down. Okay, so letting that go and letting go of that kind of place of beating yourself up. So own where you are, going, okay, this is simply where I am right now, and this is my start. Okay, this is my start line, and this is it, and own it. You don't need to beat yourself up about it, and knowing that from that place you can absolutely move yourself forward. But if you start thinking, with this kind of set of thoughts in your mind about, okay, I wish I was more like this, wishing you weren't there, wishing that you were already at your goal, that's not owning your start. Owning your start is going, right, this is where I am, this is the reality, and this is where, from this point, I need to move forward. And that is fine, because actually once you allow yourself to just own that is just simply your start line right now, you can stop beating yourself up. You can stop wishing that it was different. You can stop thinking, oh, if only, da da da, because all that stuff is negative energy. It's going to drag you down. Let it go. It's done. It's been the past, whatever it looked like, it's gone. Okay, where you are right now, that's the point from where you're going to move forward. And that's really, really important. Not only is it important to own it right now so that you can start moving forward without all that negative crap dragging you down, but also so that when the time comes, when you've reached your goal, you're going to be able to look back and go, oh my God, that's what my start line really looked like. That's what it really was like. So, and there are lots of ways that you can do owning your start line. Okay, so you could, if it's a question of your dress size, you could record that, or record your measurements, or you could record, how fast you currently run a particular distance, or you could, take a photograph of yourself, anything and everything that will just allow you to go, okay, this is where it is right now. This is the reality. That's just where it is. And I'm going to move forward from here. So all your focus goes into, this is where it is right now, and I'm going to move forward. And no energy whatsoever gets spent on, oh, but I wish I was thinner. I wish I was, more like how I was 2-3 years ago. Because actually it's in the past. It's gone. Like, who cares? We're moving forward. Okay, so important. The next thing, okay, so is everyone all right with that? Or am I kind of talking gobbledygook? So the next thing is, be prepared to be a beginner. Be prepared to be someone, or beginner's mind, where you are open to learning. You're open to a new way of doing things. You're open to, a new approach. Okay, because the truth is that, if whatever you did in the past, here we are on this start line, and this is how it is. So you don't have to know everything. You don't have, it's okay not to know. Whatever you did in the past, whatever results it gave you, whether it was sustainable or not, never mind, but be prepared to be a beginner. Be prepared to put your hand up and go, okay, actually, I'd like some help. I'd like some guidance. Someone please show me how to do this. Someone please show me, what's the best framework for me to do this work. Yeah, really, really important. So be a beginner, be prepared to be a learner. And that means having that curiosity, beginner's mind, like, oh, I could do it like this, or I could do it like that, rather than getting stuck in a sort of, oh my God, I don't know what to do, and what if I fail, and what if I can't do it, and all that kind of stuff. What if I don't have the willpower? What if I can't get organized? What if? That's not beginner's mind. Beginner's mind is like, okay, this is where I am right now. I'm really open to, like, I really would like to lose some weight. So how can I do this? What's a good way? What's a way that's worked for other people? What's worked for me in the past? What can I do? Where would be the nice things to do? How can I draw that plan up? That's beginner's mind. That's learner. That's, maybe I need some help with this. Maybe so-and-so could help me. Maybe if I joined a group, maybe that could help me. That kind of beginner's mind, being open and being curious and allowing new things in. Okay. So thirdly, Planning. So planning is really, really, really important because and the first thing I want to say about planning is plan yourself a realistic timescale. So the thing that one of the biggest mistakes that I see, particularly in my work as a health coach and in functional medicine, is that people want the results now. Or they want the results. Well, okay, I'll work really hard for 4 weeks and then I'll have the results, or maybe 8 weeks, or maybe 12 weeks. But some things are just going to take longer. Yeah. So planning yourself a realistic time scale that's going to also allow for, the times when you're perhaps off it a bit and on it a bit, because we're human. We're not robots. We're not a machine that you press start and it just goes, solidly for the next 12 weeks. We just don't work like that. We're quite erratic. We're quite chaotic. We're human. We get it right. We get it wrong. We're on the boil. We're off the boil. That stuff happens. So we need to plan a realistic time scale that's going to allow for that, so you don't feel that crazy pressure. Okay. Because it's not a race. The idea is that we enjoy the process as much as the thing that we're working towards. So goals, planning a goal. So this is a really, really important one. And I'm going to talk a bit more about the nature of goals in a moment, but planning the big one, but also the little goals. So if you can, whatever project you're starting, whether it's weight loss or fitness or anything at all, you can see what the end goal would be, but often we forget to plan the goals in between. So we might go, okay, fine, I'm going to take, 4 months to get marathon fit. But the mini goals, the interim goals, are going to be, the end of January this, at the end of February that, at the end of March that. And you might even want to break those down, so that every single week there's something to kind of acknowledge or celebrate, or a little milestone, or something you can measure, so that you think, yep, I know I'm on track. Yep, I know I'm on track. Yep, because we need that kind of confirmation that we're on that win-win kind of, we're winning, we're making progress, even if the progress points are tiny, we're just tiny, but that we're moving up. So planning mini goals or interim goals is really, really important, because they act like little signposts along the way to show they act as little signposts along the way, and like your progress, especially if a project is going to be a fairly long haul project, that is actually going to be like really, really important. So that is that. So mark yourself a start date and plan in preparation time, particularly if it's something like weight loss or something that is going to need a little bit of kind of, a bit of preparation, because it's so tempting, isn't it, to go, right, I'm going to lose weight, it's 1st of January and I'm going to, do dry January, and I'm going to, go running every day and exercise. And we rush off to this mad start, and that's all very well, but actually that is the road to getting burnt out pretty quickly. Whereas if you just take even just a day or two just to plan it and go, okay, this is my roadmap, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I know works, I'm going to this is the help or the support I need or the input from other people, and I'm going to really enjoy it. Yeah. So planning the mini goals, planning a start date and time to prepare, and not doing that rushing in thing. Because once you've decided, right, I want to do it, you kind of want to do it now, don't you? And you want to start getting excited, get on with it and really get stuck in. But actually sometimes just go, okay, that's great, so my excitement is I'm going to go for it, and then plan how you're going to do it. And I know people who have things like they might have a project book for it, or somewhere just to gather all their information around the thing that they wanted to do. They might have inspiration pictures in there to help them. But plan and prepare, and take a good look at what really works for you, what really doesn't. See what you've got coming up in your diary. Are there pressure points? If you're trying to lose weight and there's a holiday that's like the holiday of a lifetime, well, that's not the time to be, eating minimally, is it? I mean, so you've got to work with what's really there and not beat yourself up, and know that you're kind of making that progress along. So that's the planning bit. Now, the next bit is my favorite bit, which is all about looking at this is the thing that really drives the motivation for a project. So Adele, this is the thing that you were kind of really hitting on earlier on. So the kind of, I'm worried that I might not be able to commit to something. So Adele, just for those of you who don't know, so Adele was just referring to an online program that I run called Sasha Sugar Live Your Life, and the next program of that actually starts next Monday. So that's on the 7th. So literally like 5 days away. So it's an 8-week program. We do run it online as a group program, and it is really fantastic, I have to say. But I can tell you more about that if you want to know later. But suffice it to say, it's an 8-week program, and it's like a layer cake that we build up of just practices that are designed to really restore your energy, promote awesome energy, restore gut health, balance out your blood sugars, and start kind of helping the body to kind of set its way to just really, really awesome, beautiful functioning. So, as a program, for somebody who's struggling with fatigue or who's struggling with weight, or it is just like amazing. It's such a good program, like a real, I would love it if that was like a foundation for everybody for their health. That would just be great, because it is that good. But anyway, but suffice to say, so coming on to the motivation piece, is look at your desire for why you want to do it, and you might go, yeah, that's because, the doctor said I need to lose 2 stone, or my blood pressure's high, or my diabetes is out of control, or, I want to look good in the photographs at so-and-so's wedding in 4 months' time, or, but actually just take a really good look at why do you want this thing? Yeah, because is it for you, or is it because you feel you ought to, or is it because you're feeling some kind of pressure from somewhere, or that you feel like you would be losing out, the odd one out, if you didn't do a particular thing? Just take a good look at why is it that you want this thing, and what would it mean for you if you got it? So for Emma, if you got your place in the London Marathon, and you got to actually, if you get through and you ran the whole thing, what would it mean for you? What would it say to you about you? Where would it sit in your life in terms of your personal pleasures, your personal sense of achievement, what you're trying to create in your life? What would it mean for you to achieve that goal? And honestly, I cannot say this enough, like, if you can answer that question, why do I really want this thing, and really answer it honestly, that is the key to the motivation. Because once you understand why you really want something, and you can really picture how it would make you feel if you had that thing. So you think, gosh, if I lost 2, like in my own case, if I lost 2 stone, I would have my waistline back. And if I had my waistline back, I could like wear the kind of clothes that make me feel amazing. And what that would mean is I would feel like, a sexy woman, and that would make me feel great. So that's just an example for me, for my personal, for me right now, that would make me feel great. I would feel really good. And, it's a work in progress, but how something makes you feel, and getting really clear on that. So why do I want this thing? And if I had it, how would it make me feel? And if you can kind of dive into that little piece of it there, that will give you the motivation, so that as you then do the project, staying connected to that, like, I want to lose this weight because I want to feel, I want to run, be fit to run this marathon, because that would have me feel a particular way. I want to sort out my IBS because, being off medication and being someone who has lots of energy and who feels well would, why that's important to me is because, I'll feel healthy, and that would make me feel like I could do anything. It would make me feel invincible. It would make me feel unstoppable. And I love the feeling of that. How you get to feel at the end, during a project is the key to getting motivated. So, and another way to really kind of connect to that is really start to, imagine in quite a lot of detail, like, how would that look? How would I look? How would I show up in my life? And how would I show up in other areas of my life? So, for example, if you wanted to get fit, and you thought, okay, the feeling of, if I was really fit and I felt like my body was really strong and I had the energy to just run for miles, and I would feel light and I would feel beautiful and I'd feel like a Amazonian goddess. I'm just, fantasizing slightly here. But the thing is that how you get to feel, if you can really hold on to that vision, then as that travels with you on your project will feel lighter, it will feel brighter, and it will be much less of the willpower and more of the inspiration, because the inspiration comes from, why do I want to do this? And how will I feel if I have this? And what's my vision for this? And actually feeling genuinely excited about that. And if you can tap into that, that is a really powerful motivating force. I always think it's a little bit like a carrot and a stick kind of thing. So the willpower is the stick that you're beating yourself with. Come on, try harder, be good about your meals, don't eat the crap, eat lots of salad. I don't know. That's the willpower piece. But the inspiration piece is not the thing that's going to whack you into touch. It's the thing that's going to go, come on, because we want to feel like this, and if we keep eating like this, or keep exercising like this, or keep practicing our running like this, we're going to feel like this, and this is how I really want to show up in my life. So can you see how one is like a carrot that you like, this is the willpower thing, and the determination and the gritting your teeth. That bit is going to that's the pushing yourself, and it's effort, and it's hard, and it's heavy. Whereas the, oh my God, I love to feel like this, that's light, that's inspiration, that's like what I really want. Oh yes, please. How do I get there? You can see how the two have a completely different energy. And when it comes to planning health projects, and in fact any project you could use this kind of idea on, but health projects in particular, because they are often so personal, they're often so close to us that it's very hard to stay objective about things, isn't it? If you're involved in a project, say at work, it's much easier to stay dispassionate, or stay kind of, keep a clear perspective. But when it's something about you and your health and your own weight, how you get to feel about yourself, and if that's combined with, that feeling of negativity about, why can't you get this together, and you need to be stronger, and why haven't you got this sorted out yet, and you should be able to do this, all these kind of negative, heavy self-talk, you can see what's going to happen, can't you? So the key to motivation is your desire. It's, what do I really want, and why do I really want it, and how do I get to feel? And if you can spend some time just digging all of that up, and in fact on Social Sugar Live Your Life, on week 1 we do this work in quite a lot of detail, simply because it is the key to motivation, to kind of starting to get that, how do I want to move, what do I really want for myself? And so often, we think, oh, it's a good idea because, it's good for my health. And you go, okay, so does that excite you? Just because something's good for your health. I mean, this is something that we learn, isn't it? It's like in society, we think, oh yeah, it's good to be, not to be overweight. It's good for our health. But what does it actually impact on you? Like really, truly, like how do you actually feel about it? That stuff is important, and it is the key to awesome motivation. It is the key to getting through projects in a light, much less effortful way, and keeping going as well, because there will always be bumps in the road. There will always be little setbacks and things that happen that make us think, oh, So that's the desire piece. Is that all okay? Is anybody kind of, I'm going to go on to mindsets in just a moment. So hi Amy, hi Susan, hi Liz, lovely that you could all join, and Mandy's joined and Karen has joined, lovely, thank you all for making it. So we're going to talk about mindset in a moment, are things that are either going to help you move your power your way through a project, or things that are going to pull you down and help you get in your way. So we're going to talk about those in a moment. But from those sort of the vision work that I've literally just spoken about, is there anything there that anyone's surprised about, or that you think, oh, actually, that sounds, I've never heard of that before, or is that new to anyone? I'd love to just hear what you think about that. So whilst you're perhaps having a think and maybe typing something into the chat box about that, I'll just share with you this, that the first time I came across this idea of, I've always been someone who, once I make my mind up about something, I'm quite good at being very disciplined about it. But then what I found was I would kind of get through it, and then I'd reach the goal, and I'd find it really difficult to maintain the goal, because, the initial kind of, it had taken me so much willpower and determined effort to get to the thing that I wanted. And sometimes, I'd be on projects that were 3 months long, 6 months long, a year long, I was really good at that. But the minute I got to the goal, it was like, because I hadn't worked out what my why was and how did I want to feel, I couldn't sustain it. Yeah, so this was actually always one of my, so the first time I came across this work, I remember thinking, oh my God, I would love that. Like, I know I'm somebody who's quite good at disciplining myself through this and being quite, full of willpower, but actually, wouldn't it be nice if it was just easy and light? Like, this, to me at the time, this was a total revelation. And I don't know if any of you are like sitting here, sitting here thinking, yeah, I know all that. I don't know. But for me, I remember first time hearing this, it was such a revelation. And I was so happy to hear it. I was like, oh my God, there's another way that doesn't involve me toughing it out or being really disciplined. There is another way into this that's much more about ease and about kind of, and all I have to do is think about, why do I really want to do it and how will I get to feel, and build myself a bit of a vision for this. And I ended up creating like mood boards around things. It was really fun, so Dell's saying all makes sense when you hear it. Oh God. So yeah, if this is something that's totally new to you, I do think it's one of those things you probably have to experience for it to really key in. But again, for some of you it may be new, for some of you it may not be. But anyway, that suffice it to say, building the vision for your goal is super powerful in terms of projects that you can do with ease, with confidence, with just much less hard work and more lightness and more ease. So really, really important. And I would say, Emma, if you're still on the call live with us, I'm not sure if you are, but if you are, that particularly applies to running. I would say, if you can really kind of key into how you want to feel with your running, then that starts to really kind of transform, anything that involves physical endurance, I would say, because physical, any kind of endurance, physical endurance kind of thing, it's a mind game, isn't it? When it comes to it, you can do the training, but it becomes a mind game really, and it's about what you're conjuring up in your mind that gets you through. So moving on to mindset. So mindsets are the ways that we think about things, the way that we view things, the way that we hold something in our thoughts that either is helpful or pulls you down. And quite often we don't even know, unless you are somebody who has spent quite a lot of time thinking about your mindset, you probably don't even realize that you're doing this. So the first mindset I would really like to talk about is the mindset of I am worth it. Okay, so quite often we'll take on a project and then we'll go, okay, fine, yeah, do you know what? I can do that. I know how to do that, or I don't know how to do it and I'll find out. And you do it by yourself without any help or support, without any guidance, perhaps without, just going it alone. And the truth is that, if you go from a place of I am worth it, I am worth investing in, I am worth spending time on, I am worth spending energy on, I'm worth spending some money on. If I need some money to, I don't know, like for running, you might need to pay for a coach for a few sessions, or for someone to help you plan things out and help hold you accountable. It might be for weight loss. Somebody said that they joined, was it Weight Loss Watchers or Slimming World? I'd have to scroll back, I can't remember which one. Debbie said it's making sense, setting goals and having a plan, but knowing why you want to achieve your goal is important. Putting in smaller goals also makes sense. Lovely, brilliant, cool. So this I am worth it mindset, as opposed to the, I'm not really worth, putting the support in place. I'm not really worth, spending a bit of money on so that I can achieve this goal. You can quickly begin to see how that mindset could either really serve you or pull you down. Yeah, if you have the mindset, so again, just sharing from my personal experience, when I was little, I very quickly, early on in life, learned that, I was somebody who was quite capable of doing lots of things, and so I would just get on with it and just do it all by myself. And I think I did lots and lots of things in my life as a result of that, always just doing it by myself, just working really hard and doing it by myself. And it took me a long time to learn the I am worth it lesson. I am worth, I can ask people for help because I'm worth it that people will listen to me. I'm worth it that people want to help me. I'm worth it that people might want to kind of, come and join me, do something, or I'm worth it that I can take some money and pay someone to help me do something. Like, for example, I have I work with a business coach, and she is wonderful, and I pay her to help me kind of do the work that I do, because it makes me feel better. It makes me feel more positive. It makes the journey lighter. And Emma's saying, I'm still here. It's fascinating, the idea that this journey could be enjoyable rather than such hard work. Oh, fantastic. I'm so glad. Emma, I felt exactly the same when I first heard about this. I was used to being somebody who's going, right, you just got to be really tough and really strong and just get and use your discipline. And, when it came to running, if it's raining, never mind, you just get out there. But rather than doing that hard work thing, honestly, it was an absolute transformer for me. So back onto the mindset of I'm worth it. So I'm worth it shows up in lots and lots of different ways. So it's, whether your own voice is going, I am worth it, so often I get people saying to me things like, yeah, I would love some help with that, but I can't afford it. And you go, okay, that's fine. Like, fine, we all none of us have a little money tree in our back garden. Fine, and we have to choose what we spend our money on, and that's absolutely fine. But so sometimes it comes down to the idea that actually what they're really saying is, yes, I can afford, I don't know, like literally had one person at one point saying to me, I can't really afford to do this thing that you're asking me to do, Marguerite, but because, and actually now I'm really stressed because I'm going on a skiing holiday. And I thought, okay. So, and absolutely, that's fine. But we all have to make choices, don't we, about what we want to spend money on, what we want to spend time on. But the thing that underpins all of that is, do we think we're worth it? If you think, actually, I don't deserve, spending some money on myself to have help with my running. I don't deserve spending some money on, signing up to a program that could help me lose weight. I don't deserve. If you think that if you have that mindset, you're never going to be able to give yourself that support. So having a look at your mindset about, how do you value yourself? Do you think you're worth it? To take some time. I know I have clients who, they have massively busy lives, and they have, a family life, and they have a work life, and a professional life, and a social life. I'm absolutely in awe. I think, gosh, wow, how do you do all of this? But sometimes underneath all of that, they don't think I'm worth saying, I'm worth it to have some time for myself. I'm worth it. Their life is all about what they do for other people. And it's not about none of it is about what they do for themselves. I am worth it. And this mindset of I am worth it, I am worth investing in myself, whether that's time, money, effort, energy, attention, I'm worth listening to, I'm worth, even asking for help. I know, again, I'm sharing lots of my personal experiences tonight, but for years I used to think, God, I mustn't ask people for help, because that means I'm being a nuisance and I'm being demanding, and they will probably think I'm really lazy because I should just be able to do this by myself, these kind of mindsets. But it came down to, I don't feel like I'm worth it for me to put my hand up and say, please, can I have some help? Please, will you help me? Please, will you show me? It's all that I am worth it mindset, how you value yourself. And it's a big one. It's really big. If you think to yourself, okay, I really want this goal and I want it, like Emma's, yours has got a very specific deadline, Karen, for you and me, we've got all year. Whatever your goal is, sometimes there's a deadline, sometimes you can set your own time frame. But thinking, I'm worth it, what do I really, how much do I value this? How much do I want this? And what resources can I ask for, or, buy for myself, or, how can I ask other people to help me with things? It's all different versions of the same thing, but underneath all of it is this, am I worth it? We're so quick to give our time to other people, to give our money to other people, or to children, things for children, but how much do you give to yourself? Yeah. And when it comes to making changes to your health with ease, have a good look. What would it take for you to do your project with ease? And you could play that game, can't we, where we go, okay, if money, if I had £1 million in the bank, if I had all the time in the world, if I was going to do this thing with ease, what would it look like? Yeah. And I know it's a game that we play, and in the back of our mind, we've got our little devil voice going, yeah, but it's not really like that, is it? You haven't really got a little money tree, and you have actually got work to go and do, and da 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 da. But just play the game, and you'll be surprised once you lay that one out and go, okay, what would it look like if I had all the money, all the time, what would it look like to really do this and do it with ease and grace? You'll be amazed at just how much of that actually you could still do in your current circumstances. So I am worth it. Big mindset piece. The other thing is about the mindset of consistency. So again, this sort of, we touched on this at the beginning about this idea that, with our beginner's enthusiasm, we kind of go, yay, I'm going to go for it. And we take off and we do big changes and big efforts and big, like we do big actions, because it feels dramatic and it feels exciting and it's the drama, and yeah. But actually that stuff peaks and then we're back to normal. And then what? Yeah. So the mindset of consistency. So being, this is what we talked about, the planning at the beginning, getting yourself a framework that is going to work, and planning the goals, the little goals in between, and then the consistency of just showing up. And if we can keep showing up with an attitude of, I'm worth it. What else do I need to help make this really easy? And how do I want to get to feel? Keep focused on the vision. And that will just, like, you can see now how all those pieces start to layer themselves up to make this journey of this project much easier, much lighter, and you're much more likely to get to the end and have a successful outcome. Yeah. So the last mindset is you don't have to be perfect. Okay. Good enough is fine. So often, again, personal share, I've had clients who there's some clients I ended up doing a piece of work, nutritional work, called the FODMAP diet, and it's a particularly hard food plan to follow. We're on it for about 6 to 8 weeks, but we use it in a very particular kind of clinical setting. And but this FODMAP piece of work, I've literally had people say to me, look, unless I can do it perfectly, I don't want to do it at all. And you go, okay, but if you don't do it at all, you're not going to sort this health issue out. And it means you're going to stay stuck in this place for forever. So this idea, if I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it at all. Or, only perfect is good enough. And, if you're not being perfect, you're not doing your perfect practice, or not doing the perfect thing, then actually, or not reaching your miniature goals perfectly, then actually that means you're no good. And, you see how the negative dragging down energy starts to crawl in again. Whereas if we go, okay, do you know what? I don't have to be perfect. I just need to keep showing up. I just need to keep doing consistency. I just need to keep focusing on how I want to feel and on my vision. And I just need to keep doing the mindset of consistency. I don't have to be perfect. I am absolutely worth it. And if I need help, or if I need some extra resources, or I need some extra time, or whatever, I'm absolutely worth it. And I don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Very few things in life are. And holding up this banner of it needs to be perfect is just really crippling, actually. And it makes the energy around your project really heavy, and it drags you down. You don't have to be perfect. And this is something that, on the Sasha Sugar Live Your Life program, that comes up regularly. Week 1, week 2, we're all in beginner's enthusiasm. Come week 3, come week 4, people start going, oh, but I should be, further ahead. I should be nailing it better. I should be managing this better. The truth is, you don't have to be perfect to get results. What you need is the mindset of consistency. You need to stay connected to your vision, and you need to keep focusing. You need to work the plan. This idea is that you plan your work and work the plan. Yeah. So important. And a plan that is going to work. Yeah. This is the key. So don't sign up to something that doesn't have a proven track record, because you can't have the confidence to know it's going to work. But so doing your projects, these are the kind of pieces. And the very, very last piece is the one that people underestimate massively. So we've talked about mindsets, we've talked about vision, we've talked about, what else have we talked about? We've talked about lots, haven't we? About starting where you are, being prepared to be a beginner. we have talked about goals, the big one, but also the little ones, and the preparation time. We've talked about your desire, your vision, and we've talked about the mindset. So the last piece I want to talk about is the idea of support. Okay, so if you travel the road alone, if you are the independent type, if you're the independent type and you go, no, I'll do it all by myself, I'll be fine, I can work this out, I'm smart enough, I can do it. You know, if you're the type who goes, yeah, I know how to do this, I've just got to get around to doing it. If you travel the road alone, if you're the independent type, if you're the sort of, I should be able to do this all by myself kind of person, it's going to be hard work. If you can get support, either having a buddy to share the journey with, if you can have or be part of a group, or be part of a program, or be part of, you know, some kind of community that is also looking at this stuff. You know, this is why things like, you know, in things like Weight Watchers and Slimming World, the group meetings are they're the magic, you know. And it's the same on, you know, the Sasha Sugar program that I run. It's the group that's the magic, you know, because you're in it together. Okay, having a shared experience with other people, being able to talk to other people who are concerned about the same things that you are, yeah, who are also wanting that goal, the same goal that you want, who are on the same journey as you, and being heard and being seen on your journey are massively powerful. Okay, doing it by yourself behind closed doors with no one to share the experience with, no one to hear you on your story, is really lonely, really isolating, and actually it makes it really hard work. Okay, now I can absolutely vouch for this one because I am queen of doing things, of being Miss Independent and going, no, I can do it all by myself. I don't need any help. I don't need any support. I don't need to talk to anybody about this stuff. I'll be fine. I know how to do this. I can read the book on it. You know, this is my friends laugh at me, you know, because they always say to me, Margaret, do you know how to do this thing? And I think my answer nearly always is, oh yeah, I have a book on that. Because, you know, this is how I used to approach everything in my life. I used to go, yeah, I can just work out how to do this. I can do the research. I can do the reading and go. And it never occurred to me to get the support, to get the help, even if, you know, I perhaps knew what to do in theory, but actually the experience of a journey, it needs to be witnessed. You know, we need to be seen. We're human beings, we're social beings. And sharing that journey with people who are also wanting the same thing as you is so powerful. You won't need anywhere near as much motivation if you share a journey together with other people who want the same thing that you do. Yeah. So it's finding your tribe, finding your crowd, finding your group, online or offline, you know, in your village or in your, you know, wherever you are. Is find your crowd, find your tribe, join people who are on the same journey as you are. It is so, so powerful. So that is everything I would love to share with you. So has anybody had any ahas as a result of listening to this? Anything that you think, oh my goodness, you know, that's the piece I want to take with me. What's registered for you? I'd love to hear. So I'm just going to give you a few moments to do that. And also, since I've mentioned it a few times, that you are absolutely invited to join the Sasha Sugar Live Your Life program. If this is something that speaks to you, you will get support, amazing support. There is an amazing group. We will be focusing on the vision, creating the vision, connecting to your desires, how you want to get to feel. There is a really clear, structured way through, and the whole program really is aimed at kind of a reset of our system. It helps promote gut health, it helps promote liver health, helps promote hormone balance. We do lots of nutritional work, we do lots of mindset work, we do lots of practical stuff around food, so that really, you know, we start to kind of create a different experience inside our bodies. And the upshot of all of that really is the whole program is designed to give you really, really beautiful energy. So if that's something that speaks to you, then absolutely, either, you know, drop me a line and Adele saying, have you any spaces for Monday course, Sasha Sugar? We do, my darling, and you are most welcome to. You can do it, absolutely. You can. But it is, it is a really, really great program, I have to say. And without going on banging on about it too much, but suffice to say, the reason why I created the program is because this is the work we do on Sasha Sugar is the work that I found with all the functional medicine patients I was seeing, people who had really severe chronic fatigue, people who have MS, people who had really severe IBS, all sorts of really, very stuck medical conditions. The way to unpick them all, the way to get the body moving again and healing itself and energizing itself again was doing this work. And this is why I created the course, because in terms of energy creation, creating that sense of health and vitality, creating that joy, it is beautiful, beautiful work. So this is why it is there. So Sue Hunter saying, I'm reminded of my other project, learning the cello. Oh, that is so lovely, which I am so passionate about and really feel the joy, as well as planning to be accepted into the beginners string orchestra. Now all I have to do is visualization for this health issue in a way that I feel the same amount of joy, which is really keeping me going. So Sue, that is beautiful. And actually, even just in the way you've typed that, I can really hear the kind of the love for that project. That's fantastic. So the thing, this is great, because things that naturally excite you, that's a really powerful thing there, that something that you feel naturally drawn to, which is very different to something that we think we ought to do because it's a good idea, because so you can already feel the difference there, can't you? So absolutely brilliant, and I would love to hear how you get on with that. Keep it, obviously you're in this group, so keep us posted. I'd love to hear. And that sense of like wanting to play in the orchestra, so that the feeling that you get to make music together, that's something that's bigger than the sum of the parts. That's exciting. It's really so picking, learning to recognize the things that really lift your heart in that way, so powerful. So visualization for your health issue. So you wanted to lose half a stone, didn't you? And what was the other thing you said? I can't remember now. Yeah. So again, really, really important to kind of find joy in it. Get to see how you want to get to feel. So Emma's saying, thanks so much. I'm definitely going to work on the motivation. Why do I want to do it, and how will I feel when I achieve my goals? It's made me think about other goals and projects too. I've really enjoyed listening to it. Oh, thank you so much, Emma. I'm really, really happy. And again, same goes to you. Let us know how you get on with the marathon running side of things. It's wonderful. This is what this community is for, is about sharing these kinds of projects, things that we're up to, and it's very much focused on health and well-being, but it's about living that big life. Ultimately, this is why I do the work that I do, because one thing that it's when I come, because I come from a doctoring background, we learn that we learn to diagnose sickness and prescribe stuff or whatever, and we get to sort of but then there's a whole other level where we go from being not sick to being really well and living a big life. And this is where this joy and vitality comes into it. And it's so important for us to harness that, to really have it actively part of our life, and certainly a very active part of how we do our projects in life. And like you said, Emma, it can easily this approach can easily spill over into other projects, but it's really, really powerful work. And personally, I'm a huge fan of it, that joy and desire work. So that's really great. So good. So I think we are probably there. I think we've been together for nearly an hour. That's probably long enough for me to take up your time. So I'm going to wish you all a very, very good night. Thank you so much for joining me live. I massively appreciate that. Again, if you would like some help with your health, or if you want to have any support or advice about anything, or you're not sure how to move forward, you can always drop me a message. The next program of Sasha Sugar Live Your Life starts on Monday the 7th of January. So if that's something that's of interest to you, there are still spaces available. And again, if you feel that perhaps you'd need a conversation before you felt confident enough to sign up to that, that is also absolutely fine. Or if you just want to go for it, then you can go for it. In fact, I should probably put a link for it in here somewhere, but I haven't got one handy, so I'll pop that in later. So I wish you all a very, very good start to the new year. Do keep putting in what projects you're up to and so on. I'd love to hear. And also, if there are any particular topics that you would like me to do some live talks on, like we've done tonight, then please tell me. It'd be my pleasure to, because we want this group to be for us so that it really supports us all and has us all start to get that awesome health and energy and vitality that will let us live our lovely big life, be on it, be bright, be, contributing, making the difference in the world that we are all designed to make. Okay, so I wish you all a very, very good night. Lots of love and take care.